Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Dan Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
Bang bang boomerang.
The Shy, man. Season 3 review. The whole season. We said we was gonna do the whole thing, but then we had to catch up, and then we got too far behind, and then we got super busy. So here we go, man. Showtime. The Shy, season 3. Right off the bat, man. Episode 1. We gotta address the elephant that was in the room. Jason Mitchell's character. Didn't like how it was handled. Like, I really wish they would have just went more into we see him die or something along those lines. Or at least that's what I was looking for.
No, I felt the same way. I mean, yeah, he's not a part of the show anymore, but you completely dropped how many
heart of the show?
storylines? Not just that, just storylines.
Couple
though.
storylines.
His story was connected to that, and one of the biggest storylines that they dropped that should still be a key part of the story is the investigation into Duda.
Most definitely. That's
I
just
understand
dropped
that.
out the window. Nobody care about it no more. It's not happening.
He went from being under investigation to the mayor. Of
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
Overnight.
like, come on now. Like, I get that y'all are trying to change the status quo of the show and everything like that, but it was a very uneven and rocky transition.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that was. Yeah, wasn't excited about that.
Something else that came later on that I didn't like either was like just a little slight that Lala had to do towards Jason Mitchell's character. Like, look, he was a good character on the show.
Yeah,
I get it, you don't like what he did as a human, but he killed his role. Like, he was really the heart of that show. I really wish Jerica's character could have made some type of appearance. I understand why she probably didn't, but
yeah,
but it just sucked because it was like, damn, his cousin dropped. The storyline with Kev kind of being his big brother dropped. Don't get me wrong, they kept the whole thing with Emmett
Yeah.
going,
yeah.
which was cool. That happened.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad they did that. Yeah, that was cool.
And then the second big disappointment was no real acknowledgement of Reggie's death.
Yes.
Oh, that hurts, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got the whole pouring out liquor scene at the beginning, but after that, that was about it, And it's just like, you could have found a better way to I feel like the premiere really was just like, hey, none of that really happened.
Yeah.
But these are still the characters
This is
that
an
you've
alternate
got to
time.
know.
This is alter.
No,
this
not
is
even that.
alternate
Not
Earth.
even that. It was just like, hey, shit happened, but don't worry about that no more. This is season 3. That's kind of vibe I got from it, and it's just like I understand a lot of things behind the scenes went in order, but you got as a writer, as a producer, whatever, somebody in that camp has to be like, hey, this wasn't a good transition.
Yeah.
We forgot to tie up loose ends. Don't forget about the people that actually, loved the first 2 seasons.
Reward the people that have been watching the show from the jump.
I feel like this show just really was just like, all right, we got the basis. Let's start with this new storyline. Let's forget about all the people that actually were attached to these storylines from season 1.
Yeah.
So
You almost think they got rid of the writers. The way they did that. Where it kind of just like jumps.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they kind of found like a creative way to tie things in.
yeah,
Just to make it flow better. Because, yeah, it was big jumps, like a giant leap. I feel like the Shy went from, like, CHI to SHY, you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like it needed a time jump, and we didn't get rid of the time jump.
Yeah.
No,
We didn't get no time jump. Now that would have made more sense if it was just like this is a year later or 6 months later or something
Something.
like that. But the fact that this took place a matter of weeks, I guess, after the end of the second season.
It's especially the Reg dynamic.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I was really looking forward to that, And I would think his little brother would have been affected a little bit more from his brother being, leaving,
True that.
which I feel like they didn't play that out enough.
yeah, absolutely. So then after, Bart pretty much left the show, or Reg left the show.
Right.
Next thing you know, his big Mike is working with Duda.
He moving on to the next thing. He ain't got nothing else to do.
And then we meet Trig and Amani, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when we first meet Trig and Amani, my first thought was Trig is super thug.
Right. Yeah.
But that didn't feel accurate
Throughout the season.
for the rest of the season.
Mm-mm.
No.
He seems super scary And Amani seemed pretty solid as a rock, like as far as like her character development.
Yeah, OG.
But Trig was like always scary. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Completely different duality from when he was first introduced. You had this.
yeah.
I mean,
like
the
he
way,
killed one of Duda's
yeah,
men.
the whole introduction was just like, oh, okay.
And
so
contrast that with the last episode.
Oh my god! Now when you put that in perspective,
Yeah.
it's just like what. But we're gonna get there. But yeah, the way he was introduced. Yeah, I wasn't with that.
But considering, how do you guys feel Luke James did with his role of Trig?
When we go,
With the material he was given, how do you feel he did?
I felt like with the material that he was given, he worked it out. He gave us the emotion of the character, I want to say, really, really well. It's just that I don't think the writers provided enough backstory to make us care about those emotions.
Yeah.
You know, because from the first scene, as we said, you know, we were just like, oh, this dude, he about that life. You know, he got a background. But we didn't really get to know why he was like that. And then if there was some troubles, we didn't know why there was. I mean, I know he told us the backstory about, you know, his mother and everything and how she was and how she didn't really care about them like that. And that wasn't enough, you know. I mean, that was just a family background. And the only thing that drove him this season was, I need to get my brother back, you know. But we still needed
Except
him
for
on
that
right.
episode where he was trying to find the money that Reg.
True that.
Except for the money, yeah.
But but this is what made Amani such a stronger character, because we got the opportunity to get to know her.
That was the connection.
You know?
Yeah.
And they fleshed out her character very well. In contrast to his, he wasn't fleshed out, you know? So I think that was a really, really missed opportunity to really flesh out his character a little bit more. I felt like there should have been a little bit more emphasis on his background.
I was feeling that same way. Like Amani's character, I mean, it was fleshed out, like that scene about, you know, when they were in that house and everything, like, really was able to connect
Looking
with
for
them.
Keisha.
Yeah, that was a really dope scene.
And even Trig was scared to do that.
He was scared.
I don't know if I want to do this in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you
man.
here? She's like, I'm your backup.
Yeah.
And she's like, bro, she was super backup when she got up in that house.
Yeah. They I don't know, at times it felt like I'm not even sure if Trig's character even worked for the scene, you know?
For the show,
For the show, period. Because it's like, yeah, I need my brother back, but it just didn't really grab me, you know?
And
It
then the
didn't feel
whole,
believable.
them being buddy friends by that last episode,
By
I'm
the
just like,
last
when did that happen? When
Off
did y'all
screen.
start, like,
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm serious, and that's part of the issue. There was a lot of moments in the show that could have been taken out to further flesh out his character.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of storylines this season that we really didn't need emphasis on. What I can think about is Emmett's mom. She didn't really need that much screen time this
we
season.
spent a lot of time on Keisha as well.
Yeah, that as well.
And I
Yeah.
get it, but it was a lot of time on Keisha and a lot of time of understanding Ronnie looking for Keisha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
And a
but
lot of time of Dre and Mia
Which I was okay with
talking
that.
about Keisha.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of the show is dedicated to Keisha, and I felt like that hurt characters like Trig, like Duda, like
Yeah.
Maisha, like characters that could have probably been a little bit more fleshed out. Like this season, like not trying to get into everybody just yet, but I really liked what's her name? Emma's girlfriend this season. Tish. I really liked her character this season.
Love it.
But
Oh,
what?
it's Tiffany? Oh, my bad.
Tiff.
Oh, that was a nickname.
Tiff. That's why I said Tiff. Oh, my bad. Tiff. My fault.
You thinking Tish Hyman, man. But yeah, we loved her character, or at least I loved her character, but we didn't get a lot of time to develop her character. But she did a lot of good work with what she was given. But I do want to go back to Amani right now. Amani ended up turning into my favorite character after that episode where they went in the house looking for Keisha.
I like it. Yeah, I
And
agree.
then I felt like she was in one more episode, and then she disappeared until the last episode. And I felt mad about that because I was just like, every time I seen Trig, I'm like, where the hell is Amani? Like, since we seen you, y'all was like side by side. Now she ain't there for like 4 or 5
I
episodes.
felt like we seen the black truck more than Omani.
We did.
It was
We
always
did.
Trig in that black truck.
For sure.
Struggling with some emotions.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah, another character that wasn't fleshed out all the way, obviously, was Duda. It just felt like everything hit the fan. So, like, man, what are we going to do with
They
Duda?
tried to humanize him with that backstory they gave him.
Yeah,
They
that
tried.
wasn't strong.
They tried.
You know what they did? They got me to like Candy Burris as an actress. That's what they
She
did.
did pretty good,
Yeah,
man.
she
She
did really
killed
good.
it. Her with the mean looks.
Had
Her
the
that whole I love the conversation she had with Duda. He's just like, you cheated on me. She's like, with the secretary. Like she looked at it and she's like, bro, that wasn't even that big of a deal. You know, like her
killed that.
attitude,
Yeah.
attitude for everything. I loved Candy in this role. She killed it.
She did.
I absolutely loved her, and they didn't do any. Duda's character did nothing for me, just because the whole time I just kept thinking like you were supposed to be under investigation.
Yes.
You were the leader of the mob,
And now you're
like,
running for mayor.
You're running for mayor. Remember, it's like how okay. So right, this is one thing I had brought up with her that really bothered me. Right, so Duda, remember when Reg first met him?
Yeah.
You're the leader of the 36th Street mob. And then what do we see? Jason Mitchell, right? Brandon took the loan from Duda, right?
Right.
And he talked to his stepdad. What did the stepdad say? Everybody knows Duda is crooked.
Everybody though.
Everybody knows. So why would anybody vote for him? Like, I was just like, did you guys kind of forget some of that stuff? I know there's a lot going on. I know that, like, there was kind of like a dagger shoved into the show when y'all had the shuffle. But I feel like there was an easier way to make this work. Y'all could have had Duda go to jail and then just so happen to get out
Something.
or something.
You know?
You know, like have it like Ghost. You know how Ghost beat his trial and ended up still running for lieutenant governor or mayor.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because they didn't sew up those loose ends
They did.
No,
here
they didn't.
before they let him run for mayor. And I kind of didn't like that. So I didn't really care for Duda's character not once this whole show.
No. I think I was even more upset at the end. When with the whole he just lost his adopted son. He's
That
like,
he cared about so
He
much.
cared about so much, and he's like, "Well, why would I? Sometimes you gotta let one go to get two, or something like that."
Why
was
control one of the
so
brothers when I can control
frustrated
both?
with that whole angle.
I have a question.
What's up?
Why would he care to control either one of them?
I don't know.
That was my thing.
For plot, just because. That's what it is. And that's really what I feel like it is right now, because
Yeah.
he made that comment and think, if I wanted you dead, I could have killed you. Okay, why
Be
didn't
like,
you?
but Trig could have killed you.
What
You
made-
was scared of Trig on the first episode. Now
First
Trig's scared of
episode.
you.
You can argue and say that he
And
wants.
why did they have why did the writing team have Amani's character just sit there and say nothing and shake her head?
Ugh.
Yeah.
After
Like her character was so strong, so for her to like Duda walks in and she kind of like changing her sitting position,
Yeah.
and it's just like you ain't scared of nothing.
It's
Why are
not
you scared of
consistent.
him?
So
And then Trig answers the door with his gun on every episode this season, but this the time he ain't grab his gun when he went to the door.
but why let him in anyway? Like there is such like this whole arc, and it didn't make sense to me.
And that was the man that killed your brother. You know, that's why I'm like, how?
Why?
How? Yeah.
Should have
Now,
shot him
people
through the
can-
door.
Now people can say, "Oh, this is how he's going to take out Duda by being under him." No, I'm not going with that. I'm not going with any of that. This was not good. I'm really disappointed in his turn, because if anything, this was a way to actually begin to flesh out his character. You know,
Yeah.
this would have been getting away like, okay, let's see how him and Jake mesh next season and stuff like that. This whole blended family thing going on. How will this work out? But now I don't even care.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So I guess to jump on to the next group of characters, let's talk about Mia and Dre.
Okay.
When we first see the marriage, right, between Maya, Mina, and Dre. You know you can talk. It's okay.
Shout out to today.
Mina, shout out to 1080p over here correcting us with everybody's name. Mina and Dre, I'm bad with names.
Oh, yeah,
Mina and Dre. We first meet Dre, and my initial thought is,
Who the fuck are you?
who are you? You're not the same Dre from season 1 and 2. We don't know you. Stop acting like you've been here. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That was my vibe.
Yeah,
But
the on bib energy.
yes, exactly. It was like, yeah, exactly. But as the episodes went on, she became my second favorite character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I really like Dre's character. She is a much better Dre than the other Dre from the first 2 seasons. I don't even know if she called her Dre in the first 2 seasons. I can't remember that much.
I can't remember.
But she killed her role as Dre. There was one thing that she did the whole show that I didn't like, and that was packing up Keisha's stuff, like, preemptively. Like, yeah, we need to move on. You know, I get it.
It was messed up.
It was.
Don't get me
messed
wrong,
up.
but the thing is, she was trying to like not move on, but she was just trying to like.
She wanted her wife back.
Yeah, it was hard for her because what I liked about Dre this whole season is the fact that she was down.
She was.
She was down to be there for her, to just to be
Going
her
on
rock
hikes.
and everything like that, you
Going
know.
on hikes.
And what I really loved about their relationship was the fact that she, despite all the time she called her out her name, said this ain't your family, all this other stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Mina was tripping.
Dre was there, like, okay, this
Yeah,
is just her talking.
I would have been like, oh, it's like
She
that.
slept on the couch and all like that. She gave her space. Is one of the
solid.
things. She gave her the space she needed
She
while
went
still
above and
being there
beyond.
for her. She went above and beyond, and I think that was really key. Like, because you know, a lot of people would probably just be like, "Yo, I ain't in this, man. I can't do this no more." But she stuck to it, and I really love that strong aspect of her character.
Yeah, I like that too. She was solid. She was a real one through and through. You know, ups and downs. I guess she was trying to like experiment, you know, but you know, she just got brought into a new situation. Marriage should be the happiest time, and then boom, tragedy.
Yeah.
So she handled it pretty well, and I did like the development of that character too. I thought it was good.
So, Ronnie's character. So, I know me personally, initially I was just like, Ronnie, why are you still in this damn show?
Oh man.
But then, once they kind of tasked him with the role of finding Keisha, I actually kind of started getting behind him. Like, yo, you know what? I can actually roll with this arc.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving him something to strive for, something to reach for. And I think from that point on, he killed it for the rest of the show.
Absolutely.
That episode with his grandmother was a really sad episode.
Yeah.
If you're going to see one of your family members go out, that seemed like the perfect way for them to go out, doing something that they absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, Ronnie, he killed it. He did a hell of a job, man. I really felt for him. And I don't like how he got his ass whooped by homeboy once he found Keisha. You know, I was like, come on, Ronnie. Yeah, like, he kind of came in the room. He should have just came in there like, yo, let's go.
Yeah.
Not kind of creeping in. I'm here to help. And then get attacked from the back. But it is what it is, though. I think he did an amazing job. The shock of him getting shot, because I was just like, his arc is complete. I don't see what else he can possibly do. But, man, when he got killed, it caught me off guard because I was like, I didn't really want to see him go out like that. I was mad. And if y'all go back and watch some of the earlier reviews, I remember saying there's nothing he can do after killing Coogie to redeem him. But I felt like after he found Keisha, I felt like, yo, you know what, man? He went out of his way to look for her multiple times. Shout out to Ronnie. He kind of did redeem himself for that. But the way he went out was kind of foul. But by the end of the show, though, I have a lot of respect for him and his character from the show, even though he gave his life to God like 5 times in the series history.
Listen, I feel like Ronnie was one of the things, surprisingly, that the writers did correct this season.
Yeah.
Because his arc came full circle, as you said. But in more ways than one, his story has stayed consistent since season 1.
You right?
No matter how much I disapprove of his character throughout season 2, because I really wasn't feeling Ronnie in season 2, his character has stayed consistent with the writing. You know, he had a full circle. He's one of the cast members on the show that I can say have had a full, complete story arc. And it's sad that it came to that tragic ending, but the way that it hit on so many levels, especially when you look back at the trajectory of this season and everything that he's been through, he's really been on a journey, and they really showed it really, really well. I am kind of disappointed in a mysterious best friend associate of Coogie that we don't know about. And I have to mention it because it still bugs me. It's just like, that's for Coogie. All right, who are you?
Who are
And it still bugs me, but I understand that could happen. It's a very, very likely scenario. We don't know what type of friends Coogie was hanging out with and who he was cool with, like that.
Yeah.
But, I guess they didn't really leave that open for, like, is this going to be something about the next season we find out who he is?
It don't feel like
But at the same time, I'm like, is it even needed? But that's just the thing to think about for me.
Yeah, his character's one of those hate the love type character. It's
Loki.
Like yeah. It's like you like picking on them, but then when they gone, you're like, dang,
Yeah.
I didn't want you to leave.
Yeah.
And he's had a very complete story. I didn't like how they killed him off at the end, especially at the very end when nobody came to help him. It seemed like
What are you talking about? The whole party disappeared.
The whole
They
party
was
was gone. I was like, man, that's tough, man. You didn't have to do him like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a really good job. I'm really glad they really fleshed out his character, and he pretty much didn't have nothing left. His arc was done, and they super foreshadowed his death. I mean, it was foreshadowed. There was 2 shadows on that foreshadow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tracy's character this season too, because they didn't really have much for her, but she made it work with everything they gave her.
Yeah, I really love how they tied it into her actually trying to do something for the missing daughters and everything like that. That made sense.
It made 100%
It made sense with her character as well to actually, evolve into that. So I really like what they did with her.
Did Dre and Emmett's mom being friends make sense? Because I was just like, where did that come from?
Like I said,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that was even hinted on with the old actor that portrayed Dre. I don't know if we've ever got that confirmation, but yeah, they best friends. It works.
Yeah, they kind of skip past it.
All right, so man, Kev, Papa, and Jake. As far as the 3 characters went, Kev did a lot of stuff this season I didn't like. There was a couple acting moments that just felt like, man, y'all should have cut that over. The main one that sticks in my head is when he's talking to Jake, and then he looks over at Homegirl. But just the way he did it, it just looks so fake. Because Jake's talking to him, and he's like, Jake's in the middle of a sentence, and then you just see Kev, and then and shake his head. It's just like, bro, that looks so fake. That looks so phony, man.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So his relationship with his sister, like he says some foul stuff to his sister this season.
He said some messed up things.
I was just like, damn, Kev, like I can't even co-sign anything you was doing. I don't remember the girl he was dating. Anybody remember her name? Gemma. She was dope. I love Gemma. She said some real shit at that party, so real that I had recorded it on my phone.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just go ahead and play it. Like I was just like, yo, shout out to Gemma for saying that.
She did have some speaking moments here and
when
there.
we first met.
Just mistook your mom for the cook. A lot of these donors have never even had dinner with a black person, let alone a conversation. I mean, look around. We make them so uncomfortable. They don't know if they should hug us or ask us to shine their shoes. Racial harmony is a fantasy. I just wish it wasn't always the oppressed people's job to educate the oppressor. I mean, haven't we done that enough?
I like you. Me too.
That's all.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that,
Yeah.
kudos to you because you killed it. Gemma killed it reciting it. Her relationship with Kev was just getting on my damn nerves. You think just because you bought me an iPad, this is over?
But to stay on Gemma, I'm glad that we actually got to know a little bit more about her as well. And especially towards, I think that was one of the things I liked about the season finale was she opened up how she had a therapist and everything like that. Because even before that, she was kind of struggling against the thought of being so pro-black. But then when walking through a black neighborhood,
She felt uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
So I really love how they explored that dynamic because I think that's a real thing.
Yeah, man. They really killed that role. I really liked her element that she brought to the group. kind of gave that woke vibe. You know, she came from that privileged background, which I thought was cool as well. So you got a chance to see another side. So that was really dope.
Jake's arc on this one was fairly simple, just because he was mainly intertwined with what Duda was doing, which kind of made me a little mad because the only growth we really got to see is that Jake eventually wanted to stay in a private school. And I think it has something to do with what Gemma had said to him, which made him want to stay in a private school. But I was just mad that his arc focused on what was going on with Duda and with Trig so much. And I do love how they focus, and Papa kind of had his own arc of like growing up, like dating Maisha, seeing his dad wasn't as perfect as he thought he was.
Yeah.
I was mad because in season 1 and 2, Papa's had a fire line every episode.
Yeah, he did.
This season, he probably had like 2 fire lines the whole series. The writing team needs to get back to making sure Papa is spitting that hot fire when he's speaking. But as far as them two guys, I was a little disappointed in how their overall arcs were carried. But I do like Papa's more than any of the 3 kids.
I like where Papa's at as a character, but I'm not pleased with how they handled him this season.
Thank you.
I'm not pleased at all. Papa was in the background most of the time, and we've got to know him and his father relationship more. I like that because in the first 2 seasons, he would always talk about what his father be telling him and everything like that. And I really like the dynamic that we got to know through them, especially when you're dealing with the preacher's kid story. I feel like is a story that needs to be told because I know a lot of preacher kids.
You said that last season.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I'm just.
But I feel like that's.
That just proves how much you believe that. 'Cause
Yeah,
you said it.
And I think it's just something that needs because it really showed just how he was just questioning everything, especially about his dad after he got arrested and everything like that. But
after he saw Kamel give him that money.
Yeah. So I mean, I just really like that aspect, but I really don't like how much screen time he didn't get enough this season. Jake, I'm pissed the way they handled Jake this season.
Yes. I'm sorry.
I'm pissed because
Didn't it feel like nothing he did was his?
he didn't do nothing this season. Think about it.
He was the engine for everybody else's moving around. All he did was curse people out.
He didn't do a thing this season. And yeah, maybe he was more inclined for the school and everything like that. I could say that just a little bit. But when you think about this show, this season, did Jake need to be there?
Yes, because without Jake, then there's no Trig. And
did he need to be here? That's the question.
I mean, arguably, he felt like the least important out of a lot of the characters on the show. And I hate to say that because I like all of the characters on the show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because with Trig, there was no purpose. Oh, I just need my brother back. Duda, I want to teach you how to be a man. For what?
And it looks good.
And maybe it's because Duda want a legacy. Maybe he don't want to have kids with Candy's character. I can see that happening. He needs somebody to pass the torch on to. But other than that, Jake didn't have nothing to do. And Kevin, I still like Kevin as a character. He just got a lot of growing up to do still. And I get it. A lot of shit's happened in his world. So I know he's just going with the flow. And it sucks because Brandon was that kind of guiding light for him. Which kind of transition with Emmett. Yeah, but Emmett's,
it's not.
We got to talk about Emmett. Emmett's not the best motivation. Brandon was kind of like, yo, I know some stuff. I'm going to teach you this and everything like that. So the kids, Kevin, Jake, and Papa, they got to do better with them next season, man.
I agree 100%. I mean, even in Jake's character, I was kind of like, I connected to that because like he's a good kid, but previous seasons, but he was following his brother's shoes.
Right.
So you saw that element where he was torn, where he's an innocent kid, but his environment was pulling him to a certain certain area. They completely eliminated that.
Yeah.
That's completely gone.
Yeah.
So like Dane was saying, like you were saying, do we need that character anymore? Do we need him? No.
Well, apparently we do because, like you said, it's better having one son or one. What did he say? I forgot what he said. He needs
try
two.
to control one brother when I can control both.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whatever, man. I see.
So, Keisha, I kind of want to talk about Jada just quickly. I didn't feel like I needed that much of Jada this season. I loved her moments with Emmett, like when she would speak to Emmett and go off on Emmett about the house. The whole her dating the dude that was born to
Don't
me.
remember it.
Yeah, it was nothing memorable about it. Like
Yeah.
they should try to find something a little bit more interesting for her character to do. But I do love like when she would give Emmett advice and stuff like that. And anytime her and Emmett's dad was around with the old dad Bluetooth on his ear,
I love that.
Darnell.
Their energy to Jada and Darnell and Emmett in the scene with Tiff is golden.
Yeah, I love
like they need to keep that dynamic. But as far as following Jada on her own, I wasn't really interested in that a lot. But Keisha's character though, I was all for Keisha taking over the show when we did the thing at the very beginning, trying to figure out how we were going to review the show. I was 100% in on Keisha's character because I'm like, I think she's ready to take the lead. But we took so much time beating her down. I don't feel like she got a good enough time to recover for you to be 100% behind her character. And then due to the fact that she got married, pregnant by old dude that was like holding her captive and stuff. This might be something controversial to say, but I really don't think she should have kept the baby. I was just like, man, that's tough. That's a lot to think about for the rest of your life, raising this kid that was born out of pretty much like that was 100% born out of rape and abduction. That's gonna live with you for the rest of your life. Yes, getting an abortion would be with you for the rest of your life as well, but it feels heavier to deal with raising a kid. And I just wish we had more time of her just I don't know. We probably won't get it to next season when she's like okay. And we might not even get it next season. But the times where she was having conversations with Emmett and everything like that, I'm like, yo, I think she is ready to be a lead on the show. But it just felt like the way they wrote her character, it just can't happen just yet. You know what I mean?
They tried to give her that one-off episode where it was focused on her. That one long dramatic episode
where she was a hoe that we didn't notice that she was a hoe from the first 2 seasons. I do know in the first episode, he said something about her dating older guys, but that doesn't necessarily mean she was fast though.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I see her being a very successful actress. I just don't feel like she was given really good source material to work with, from the writers. I felt that the way that she handled her scenes were very believable and everything like that. I just didn't like some of the camera choices, especially in her personal episode. It was just kind of, they tried to do like one of those really significant, really one-shot type of episodes where and it kind of just felt long and drawn out, But I think that she did a good job with handling her scenes this season. I couldn't imagine how it is trying to act in something that kind of uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
But it was some pretty traumatic scenes, like when she was getting her hair cut and everything like that. She made me believe that she was traumatized in that scene. So I think she did a really, really good job with that. But I don't think they gave her enough room to breathe by the end of the season. They kind of tried to wrap it up a little bit too fast. I think this is something that would have to really develop into the next season. But they really tried to, rush her kind of resolve with the last episode.
I feel for it. I mean, like,
for sure.
All that acting, I mean, just like her as a character.
Yeah.
That has to be traumatic because it's been just sad.
Yeah.
Like, when we first was reviewing The Chi, there's a lot of happy moments. I feel like this season wasn't that happy.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I thought the Chi was want to kind of portray like hey man, it's not Chirac, this is a dope place.
Yeah.
We want to show other elements, but this season, this arc with Keisha, man, it just felt it was heavy.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of really forcing us to kind of see like, look, people go through trauma, and it's a lot. Like when she was going through like having anxiety issues and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's real.
Finding out that people in her family had dealt with these type of abuse and things of that nature. The element with her little brother, being lost, missing, rumors. She got into it with her friend.
Yeah.
They really challenged, like, they pretty much took like everything that she can possibly go through and said, hey, let's put it in this season.
Yeah.
So as an actress, she killed that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure she's okay.
Yeah. Most definitely.
That's serious. So, man, the last 2 characters that need talking about, man, Emmett and Tiff.
Yes.
Emmett and Tiff's relationship is much more interesting than Brandon and Jerica's relationship, in my opinion.
100 times.
Jacob Lattimore killed this role as Emmett Washington. I just want to say,
Emmett Lattimore.
Emmett Lattimore. I just want to say, the one thing I am disappointed in with Emmett's character is he felt like he learned nothing from the first 2 seasons.
No, he did
wanna
until
say-
the last minute.
You know, mistakes
Okay.
are made.
Hold on, no, because don't listen.
All he did was lean on the flesh is weak
No, listen.
vibe the whole season.
Listen,
All right.
Emmett has learned from the first 2 seasons.
What did he learn?
He learned to be more motivated. He learned to be more disciplined to what he needs to go in his future. I seen a lot of growth with Emmett.
Absolutely.
Even though the first 2 episodes, him calling the takeout, it was kind of trash. But he improvised. He was still trying to make a living. He don't want to go back to selling shoes and everything like that. He
What's
trying to
wrong
make
with
a
selling
living.
shoes? There's people that
Nothing's
make
wrong.
a real good
Nothing
living
wrong,
off.
but the way he was doing it, it wasn't the right way for him, I guess. I mean, it wasn't a positive motivation to get him
Because
going
he got
somewhere
robbed
else.
selling sneakers.
So I really loved what he was doing until he fucked up. But yeah, so,
Yeah, man. So look, Emmett and Tiff, like, I didn't like Tiff's character in the first 2 seasons. I didn't.
Yeah.
Because they kind of had her playing that typical I don't like you baby mom role.
Deadbeat.
But what they did is when they gave her more screen time and you got to see her out here grinding and hustling, selling weed
Yes.
professionally.
With
You know what I'm saying?
With
with
the briefcase.
with the smooth briefcase.
yeah.
You know, I'm turning down all these advances that women always have to deal with
Yeah.
when they working in their work fields. Like, she was killing it. She was a very likable character. And you got the sense that, damn, she really is down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just while you're seeing her being down and then you're watching Emmett, like, you see the way he's looking at Lala from the jump. And it's just like, come on, Emmett, don't do this.
It's Lala.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do this. We don't need you messing up. Like, you just got on roll. You just got on code.
Y'all don't know how much I was screaming at the TV. I mean, I was just like, damn it, Emmett. Like, yo, you've been doing great this whole season.
I felt how
And you
Jada
let
felt when
the
she asked him,
ass.
like, did you fuck her?
And it's crazy. Your mom talked to you like that. No, she didn't even say it like that. She said, "Did you fuck her?" That's how she said it, and it was just like, "I know you did."
Because I know you did. I'm just saying if you're going to be able to tell me.
But
Are we forgetting this Lala though? Is Lala the
Don't-
threes that I pay attention to? Lala, Nunu, and Kilolo. The flesh is weak every time. Every time.
Oh,
I
my
can't
gosh.
blame him, man. I'm sorry.
listen, I want to point out this one thing about Emmett's story this season that before I forget it. What happened to Sonny the last 3 episodes?
Good question.
Can y'all tell me what happened? So they just bought him out and he left? No arguments? No nothing.
Even though they told him it was temporary.
I have an issue with
But he
that,
changed
y'all.
the name of the building as if it was permanent.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I have a problem with that. We didn't get that addressed at all. I feel like that was a very pivotal part of Emmett's growth as a character was the developments between him and Sonny because Sonny taught him a lot now.
Sonny taught him a lot.
Sonny is kind of stuck in the old ways, of doing business and everything like that. But if it wasn't for Sonny, he wouldn't have this business.
It was his father figure.
So I'm kind of mad that they chose to leave this out this season. This really needed to be focused on and everything like that. So that's the only really low point of Emmett's arc this season is that we didn't get to see that completely end.
I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like Sonny was supposed to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
And we missed out on that lesson. He was like, yeah, I'm going to bring Lala in, and we're going to give you guys a temporary spot, which is permanent.
Yeah.
And he's going to go back home and make peanut butter jelly sandwiches. He's not going to do barbecue no more.
No more.
Just only peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
None of that.
I kind of wish they kind of really, build on that a little bit more.
Yeah, they could
Because
have.
Sonny was a good dude, probably one of the more positive guys in the show. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that everybody?
I believe we covered everybody.
That's all of the main
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought the show was still good. I know we talked about a lot of negative things. We talked about some positive things.
Yeah.
My favorite characters need more screen time. I love what Dre was doing. I love what Imani was doing. We need to figure out if Trig is a gangster, if he's scary. We got to figure it out. Like, we can't have – I don't want to feel like he's doing both ways.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of Kevin and Jared. What was her name again? Gemma. Kevin and Gemma. I want to see more of Kevin and Gemma. And I do want to see what's going to happen when Emmett Lattimore is found out about what he did to Tiff. Now, I will say, as far as the last episode went, the last episode was extremely underwhelming. I woke up and I was super amped to watch it, and it just felt like they were just trying to neatly close everything out without, like, I didn't have no cliffhangers. I'm not saying somebody needed to die or something like that for there to be a cliffhanger, but there was a lot of things that could have been hinted at, like, we could have got some like type of tip off of what was going on with Papa's dad about, because we saw that remember Gemma's dad went to go see him, like, let's go for a walk.
Exactly.
You know, he's singing like a bird, talking about
what y'all about to do. I was afraid for him, like, he about to die.
Yeah, he about to die. And then he came back in Duda's place of work talking about something. It ain't what you boys thought it was. It's just like, ain't Duda looking for you?
But another character on this tip, Lena Waithe's character.
I was going to bring that up.
Her not using that evidence, boy.
Not using that evidence. Why was it such a big deal?
Why did we spend half an episode breaking in
like
to Duda's house?
I feel like her character was not fleshed out either. She was made to look like I guess she was a hustler at some point, you know, trying to hustle them votes and everything like that. But at the end, you don't use your biggest card? Like, what? I don't know, man. That kind of, but yeah, the way that this last episode was handled, it kind of killed the momentum that the season kind of got for the later half of the season, because I was just like, okay, I'm liking what they're doing with this new status quo, but they didn't wrap it up very well.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give them credit. They lost a big piece of the show.
Yeah.
You know, everything they were building around was gone. So it's like your main character, your main star is gone, and you have to pretty much do a rebuild.
Yeah.
So this was a rebuild season, I say, in my opinion. But I feel like they threw a lot of things in there that they kind of, you know, made us pay attention to. You know, they added a lot of different elements to the show.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That you don't see in other shows.
True.
So they did a really good job of just sprinkling a lot of stuff, but it was a lot.
It was
a lot. And
they got to figure out a balance.
They got to find that balance, and I know they're dealing with, you know, I'm sure they even thought about even canceling the season. I'm glad they.
They filmed this last summer, right?
What you're just saying, they probably considered it. You know, they probably considered a lot of things that we probably don't know about.
Yeah, after the whole, you know.
No, they were done filming before.
Not the whole season.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, if that's the case, maybe that's why the last episode was played so safe.
Yeah, I would think so.
They had to change a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's probably last minute they had to put that in there. So I'm hoping the next season they can probably, you know, find that balance. But
I feel like Brandon had a whole storyline.
That's what I was thinking too.
And this was just all.
He said, you're talking about that situation. I thought you were talking about because of COVID. Because I was like, I thought they were done filming before.
No, I'm talking about the Brandon situation.
Yeah. Just the whole makeup of the season just really kind of had a weird shift.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah. I feel like the whole point of the show kind of shifted as well. Like the identity kind of changed as well. So if they can kind of find that, you know, I think they'll probably be back on track. But I like the show. I hope they can kind of, you know, kill it in the next season.
Yeah, same here.
So, man, before we go, man, shout out to Hillman Grad Productions and Lena Waithe and Showtime, man. They sent us a poster.
Yay.
So the guys haven't seen it yet. I've seen it, though.
Oh.
See what you guys think of that, man.
Okay,
that's fire.
Okay. So it's like a painted version
Yeah.
of that one. Okay. That's nice.
Yes,
That's
sir.
hard.
Yeah,
That's
that
hard.
painting is hard, man.
How digs with that?
Oh, shout out.
Thank y'all. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
So shout out to Hillman Grad, shout out to Lena Waithe, Showtime, man. We
Yes.
appreciate the poster.
Yes.
Appreciate the love. What we could also appreciate if y'all give us a key so we can review these episodes early.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be appreciated.
Just
too.
saying.
It's for season 4. You know, maybe some press passes so we could do some interviews. You know, that'd be cool.
You know what? That'll be dope. That'll be dope.
Got to do the interviews, man. Anything else?
Nah, man.
That's
It's
it.
dope.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Let us know in the comments down below how you guys felt about the overall show. Maybe season 4, we'll go ahead and get back to the episode by episode. We just didn't know what we was going to do because it's just like, man, it just feels cluttered after the first episode. But it ended up wrapping back around and being actually pretty solid by the end. So,
Yeah.
you know, in the meantime, reviews for Lovecraft Country, reviews for Power. Are we doing that?
Hell yeah.
I mean, we should. I don't see why we
I just
wouldn't.
got to make sure. Man.
What are we doing?
Reviews for Lovecraft County, reviews for Power, book 1.
Book 2.
Oh yeah, my bad. Book 2.
Yeah, book two.
Ghosts.
Spook.
Should've
Anything else? Anything else we
That's
got coming that we need to be doing? Any shows?
Except for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might not be getting no more shows till 2022. Man.
It's supposed to be a drought.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.